Hey, what's up, everyone? This is the Next Tape Podcast. So, in today's episode, this is going to be an update on Sony responding to the PlayStation physical media disc backlash. And they responded today through earning calls, conference call. I thought that's what they were going to do. I know me and RJ have joked around about that in a previous podcast. But yeah, they're here. So basically, RJ's not going to be on this episode. He'll be back next week. I'm not at home right now. So this is going to be a short, light episode on the Next Tape Podcast. And like I said, he'll be back next week to respond more. But he did respond in text message. So we're going to summarize what he says. We're not going to say everything what he says, basically, on this episode. So the Sony CFO did respond to the PlayStation physical media disc backlash that happened basically a month ago, I believe. And let me just check here, do my little research. Okay, so the Sony CFO, her name is Lin Tao. If I got her name wrong, my bad, I apologize. But she responded to the physical media disc backlash. She quoted, "We put in a lot of thought and time, and we casually considered this, and we came to a conclusion on where we're going to casually move this forward." So basically, that summarized that they're doubling down. They're not changing their mind on, bringing back physical media and etc. And they're just going with this full-on digital ecosystem. So, I'm definitely not happy about this. I've been a long supporter of PlayStation. I had a PS1, PS2, PS4, PS5, PSP, PS Vita. So I've been a long supporter of PlayStation. The only 1 year I didn't get a PlayStation was the PS3 because it was too expensive, and I wasn't very much a fan of it, right? As I'm not a fan of how the PS5 looks like, but I still got it either way. But anyways, that's not the point here. The thing is that I'm just sad about this because, like I said, I've been a long supporter of PlayStation, and for them to go this route is very sad because, I only support physical media, video games, right? I will go to a store, doesn't matter which store, GameStop / EB Games or Walmart, Best Buy, or your local game store, and purchase a physical media game, right? And that's all I did. The only time I will only purchase a DLC, the only time I will purchase a digital item on the PlayStation Store, if it's only a DLC, right? Only a DLC. And that's the only time I would purchase something that's digital. I've hardly never purchased a video game on the PlayStation Store ever. So like I said, this is disappointing in my opinion. Um, yeah. Um, and I have to look for other options to go to buy video games. I am looking at PC. I might, if Xbox pops up and do change certain things about their console or etc., I might look into them as well. Like I had an Xbox 360, right? That was the only Xbox I ever bought in my whole entire life. And I'm okay going through other options because I had an Xbox 360 and I do also have a Nintendo Switch. So like I do have a PS5 and a Nintendo Switch. So like I do play them both at the same time. Yeah. So RJ did kind of respond through text messages. Like I said, he is not a happy camper. So basically, to summarize what he said, PlayStation has zero respect for their legacy, banking on basically two exclusive games, and basically he says like Sony, PlayStation doesn't know what they're doing. So he's also thinking going to PC. He's he's hoping Xbox gets their shit together. But otherwise than that, that's basically yeah. He's just upset about it. He's been with PlayStation for like 30 years, and yeah, he's definitely not happy about it. And you're gonna be hearing more from him from that response next week. You're going to hear a big rant coming from him. It's going to be heartfelt, heavy, and raunchy. That you'll see next week. But yeah. So there's other reasons why PlayStation made a decision. Obviously, more people buy digital games than physical media. I did some research that they said 82% of people bought digital on the PlayStation, so digital games on the PlayStation, and 18% of people bought physical media video games on the PlayStation. So that's why they went with that decision. They look at the metrics, they look at the statistics, and basically, yeah. Like I said, I disagree. I would 100% disagree to leave those 18 or 20% people left behind. I would still cater to them as much as possible, but I'm my guessing that PlayStation is saving in cost because it does cost a little bit to create the physical media disc, also the cover, etc. It costs more, and then basically the distributed, yeah, it costs us a decent amount of money, and then yeah, but like people are gonna keep saying that like Sony is a billion-dollar company, they can afford it, blah blah blah, all that stuff. But I'm guessing because it's it's expensive to keep up with the demand, and they're probably looking to just saving costs as much as possible. So hey, I disagree with it 100%. But they can do that. So so basically the revenue of digital versus physical, so how much they made off of digital. So they have made off of digital 1.2 billion. So physical 128.69 million. And they're looking at that and telling themselves that, yeah, that's going to decline. Physical is going to decline in the next few months, which I disagree with that. I think physical is it's a huge demand. Seeing that a lot of streaming services are basically taking away, movies from the streaming services like Netflix, Disney Plus, Paramount, etc. A lot of streaming services are doing that. They're basically licensing it to you to get you to watch it, and as soon as that license expires, it's gone from your library. So that's a similar situation with video games in general. PlayStation games in general. Because I heard that, and this is a rumor, and I probably need to do more research on this, that, their refund policy is not the greatest. So, yeah. Like I said, I'm not happy about this and any type of situation. I love going to stores and buying video games, but I can understand why Sony made a decision because more people buy digital. It's been like that since COVID. It's been increasing since COVID, right? And I can tell you that it wasn't like that all the time. During the PS4 era, it was more physical. Physical was leading digital at the time, right? And that's probably because PlayStation Store was in its early years, so people didn't really understand the digital market in PlayStation. So yeah, but as time, as people learn, as people overcome things, etc. Yeah, digital has taken over physical media. Yeah, so like I said, not happy at all. But I just had to move forward and look for other options to purchase my video games. So yeah. I will always love video games. It's just a sad moment that this happened, right? It is a sad moment that this happened. So yeah. So next week RJ will be on a new episode of the Next Tape podcast. We're going to speak more about this. I'm sure he's going to rant a lot about this topic. It's going to be heavy. It's going to be wholesome. It's going to be a lot to handle when that episode drops next week. So stay tuned for that. And I believe that's about it for this episode today, guys. Just comment, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Please do that because I really appreciate that from you guys. And basically, yeah. I'll see you guys on the next episode on the Next Tape podcast. Peace, guys.
Liked what you heard with our podcast, you can head on over to our website, which is solo.to/next take podcast. There you can get any of the links to any of our social media, which is Facebook, Instagram at Next Take Podcast, and Twitter, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Next Take Pod. You can also find links to our Reddit page and many other things, I'm sure. Can't remember all the top of my head. You can also email us at mikeltanika@gmail.com. There you can send us any inquiries that you have, any questions, or also any episode ideas. And if you do have episode ideas, just make sure you put in the subject line episode ideas, and we'll add it to our list. If you also liked us, you can like us, rate us, follow us on any of your favorite podcast apps. You can rate us, however, on Spotify and Apple Podcast. We would greatly appreciate that. And we'll also move forward and share or spot a light on those who give us 5-star ratings in the future. That is it for us. We'll see you next time for the episode.